No, I wanted to hear more. Welcome, everybody. It's Friday night. It's 7:00, depending on where you are. And this is Button Down Comedy's 13th episode, the lucky number of quarantine comedy. Welcome, everybody. Make some noise. Yeah. This is a comedy showcase. You are going to see, myself and 3 other comedians. Since this is a comedy showcase, we want to hear you laugh. So if you are able to unmute your mics, we would totally appreciate if you did that. This is also a showcase that runs on donations. So if you find it in your heart and you want to give some tips for talent, you can shoot some money over to paypal.me/bdcomedy. Or if you got Cash App, that is $Button Down Comedy. So hang on to that info in your brain holes. But first, I'm going to hit you with a few jokes. Not sure if you guys have noticed, but my hair dye's fresh. Yeah, I did it just for you. I got a little fancied up because, it's a show. I also, dyed my hair because it's freaking necessary. I have been dyeing my hair this very same shade of red that you see before you since 1999. I know, most of us don't even have kids that long. But anyway, I've been a redhead so long, I've basically been grandfathered in as a natural ginger, or as some would say, I'm transgingered. Yeah, I know that was horrible, but you know what? Whatever. I ran it by a trans friend. They said it was funny, so I already got the thumbs up. Anywho, when I first started dyeing my hair, it was for fun. I liked the nicknames that came with it. It was great things like Big Red and Fire Crotch. And I don't know. What I'm trying to say is this was a life choice. All right. But now every 6 to 8 weeks, no more choice. None. Because if I don't keep up with this shit, my roots full of quarantine stress, age, and wisdom will rat me the fuck out. Just, yeah, when I tell people that I'm 39, they believe me. Yeah. No more being called miss. No more getting carded. No, you are ma'am. You will accept it. Sit down, shut up, and listen to your podcast about it. Speaking of podcasts, oh man, love them. A really great self-care tool. One of the best serial killer podcasts. Oh my God, who can get behind those things? All right. Yay, we got some twisted fucks in here. All right. I love them personally because what is going to make you feel better about your life choices than a serial killer podcast? The great ones delve deep into the psychology, and they will go through all these serious traumas that everyone went through as a child. And it's quite telling that myself, I relate way too hard. At no point during the telling of Jeffrey Dahmer's childhood should I be going, oh, yeah, dude, totally, me too. Yeah. Now is a great time to tell you guys I'm back in therapy. Yeah. After 6 long years of just raw dogging it with life, finally decided to slip into some protection. And, it's extra protective right now because we're in the times of COVID. I'm not sure if you guys heard, but it's out there. It's getting everybody. Yeah. Anyway, subtle shade thrown. But, now therapy, it's through online. It's through Zoom. It's a lot like this. So if I start crying during this set, forgive me. All right. This is very therapeutic. And I love my therapist. She's great. She needs to get a better internet connection because that meeting just gone in a second as soon as I bring up my mom every time. It's just, yeah. And you guys are still here. I said the M word, so I know she's full of shit now. After the 5th or 6th time, I was like, maybe you should put a wire hanger next to your modem, kind of use that as intimidation, motive, I don't know, whatever. Intima motivation. That's what my mom called it. It always kept my ass straight. I don't talk to my mom anymore. Now's a good time to tell you guys that. I could tell all the fucked up jokes I want. She ain't gonna see shit. Yeah. I had to give it up. All right. You know, there comes a time in your adult life you realize you're not as into masochism as you were raised to believe. Yeah. I did realize though that with a shit ton of psychedelics and maybe a time machine, I could have had like a kind of perfect childhood. Probably wouldn't have been the drug-fueled orgy that it was, but in my parents' defense, babysitters are hella expensive, and it's totally important to include your children in the activities you enjoy, right? Yeah, all right. I'm gonna leave you guys on that traumatic note. Let's bring up a comedian, because you guys came here to get some laughs, and we're gonna give it to you. So we have our first comedian. He hosts a mic on Tuesdays at 8:30 Pacific time. It is called Dan Wiancko Loves You. I want you to put your hands together. Give a huge, giant welcome for Mr. Dan Wiancko.
Oh, we'll have to wait for Dan.
You gotta wait for me? You gotta wait for me?
Need your video on.
Oh, my video is on.
I'll just stay here. Hi.
There you go.
Welcome to the Tara Show.
Oh, am I on? Is that what's happening?
You're on.
Okay, well, here we go. Okay, now it's been spotlit. My name is Dan. Thanks for the introduction. How is everybody today? I'm bringing back a couple more mechanics here, trying to get the simple basics down of stand-up. My name's Dan. I'm from Portland, Oregon. Do you know how to spot a Portland accent? If somebody's talking to you and they can't seem to get to the fucking point, born and raised, Portland, Oregon. Took me forever to speed up that joke. Oh, man, I look like Matt Damon and Biff from Back to the Future had a child. And wound up being a 45-year-old man. That's what it looks like. No, COVID's been a little rough. I celebrated my 26th birthday before this all started. Now we're just here. Anyway, man, here's my political stance. I'm going to touch on a couple things. I'm going to try a couple new things. Look, I'm going to say a couple. I watched the debate, and Trump's face just screams, "How dare you ask me a question in a presidential debate? I'm the president." That's kind of what I was feeling there. And God damn it, Joe Biden. I don't love you, Joe, but can we get him a wig or something? Like, he looks like a Halloween decoration I just put on my front porch. Seriously, I'm not getting any trick-or-treaters this year if I got old Joe on my porch. Tara was talking about murder TV. I watch a lot of murder TV myself. I mean, it's hard to get into anything these days unless somebody gets killed. You know, it's just, it feels like everybody's killing everybody these days. And I'm actually surprised that you guys are all here with me right now, unmurdered. So that's good news. Yeah, there's a channel called the Investigation Discovery Channel. Has anybody heard of that? Yeah, they call it the ID channel. It should stand for "I'm dead and here's how they got me." I mean, everybody's just killing everybody. When I want to tone it down a little bit, I'll switch over to history and watch a little bit of genocide or something. But Oxygen has a show for the ladies, because there's shows for everybody. For the ladies, they got a show called Snapped. Anybody watch that one? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. It's about ladies who have a problem with the guy. They snap and then they kill that guy. Every episode's the same, and then they get caught because they can't leave their cell phones at home. It's always how it goes down. But yeah, I mean, seriously, if you're having problems with a guy and you start binge watching Snapped and you're reading books with titles like "No Crime Scene, No Crime," Congratulations, you're a natural born killer, and I think you found your new DIY show. Yeah. I was watching one of those episodes the other day, and they all start off the same. You got the widow, the wife who just lost her husband, beneficiary, prime suspect. That person's holding the baby, the 1-year-old, and she's crying to the camera, and she says, "Oh, and he was such an amazing father." Now, I put a pin in it right there. I said, wait a minute, hang on. Let's not talk about the homicide anymore. Let's hear more about this amazing father. Now, I have 2 children, and he just had the 1 children, and that children was only 1 year old. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with what parenting is for a dad in the first year of a child's life, but it's basically the equivalent of holding a bag of flour, keeping it dry, and not dropping it on the ground. It's a pretty low bar. So, what kind of amazing father could he be in the first year of a kid's life? So I'm waiting to hear the details. She doesn't get to any of it. I thought, maybe he taught the kid how to fly or never lose at chess. None of that was true. He just got killed by his wife, and now he's dead. So what's so amazing about that? Anyway, any douchebag who can't pull out or hide a body could father a child. It's nothing to be that proud of, and it's certainly not amazing. See? Who says things like that? I've been watching way too much Kill TV. Anyway, and people keep assuming I'm a stepfather to my biological children. Kids start going to soccer practice again, and I show up, and the coach says, "Hey, we need an assistant coach. Are you interested?" I was like, whoa. I got enough coaching to do. I just coach them on what to say to Child Protective Services. That keeps me full. Yeah. You feel safe. Daddy doesn't drink that much, and he doesn't do drugs anymore. Yeah. Say those things, kids. And drugs and alcohol were a lot of fun before I had kids, and now they're just a necessity. I took my kids to the library the other day, and the librarian boldly handed my children a book on addiction. The book was titled "Daddy Loves Me, Daddy Has a Disease." I was like, whoa, librarian, hang on to that book. What makes you think I love them? Of course I love them. But you can't go telling them that shit. They'll give up. They'll stop trying. Wind up being a hobby comic by the time they're 45. Yeah. Anyway. Anybody out there have insomnia? Yeah. And insomnia is the worst. It's like your body decided to throw a party and didn't invite you. And now you're just laying in bed with all the nightmares of real life happening while they're dreaming about raccoons and rainbows slapboxing at an amusement park or something. It's just like, and then when they do let you in past the velvet rope to dreamland, your alarm goes off, or a kid wakes you up, or a cat sneezes in your face, and that's it. We're awake again. Got kicked out of the party. Yeah. I don't have insomnia, but people who do have insomnia, I asked them if I could tell insomnia jokes, and they said I could. So that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I took a kickboxing class recently, and I don't know, it's a little too rough for the bedroom. So now I'm taking slapboxing classes. It's a little better. Yeah. Yeah, me and my girlfriend wait for all the kids to go out of town, and the bedroom turns into a goddamn slap factory. I had plans. You kids needed to go away this weekend. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, I went to a sex shop with my girlfriend recently, because COVID. And anyway, I was browsing through some things, and I found a prostate starter pack, which I thought was pretty funny. And I was like, "Hey, think you'd be into this?" And she's like, "You do know I don't have a prostate, right?" And I had temporarily forgotten that I'm the one with the prostate. She let me down pretty easy though, and it wasn't that big of a deal. Anyway, I got the prostate starter kit anyway, and figure we'll save it for sometime when the kids go away to their other parents. Oh man, our kids are growing up. I got a kid who's about to be 10, and another one who's 7. And it's about time to have that tough conversation here pretty soon. You know, like, look, it was a lot of fun when we first started. We were all a little younger. You know, it's just, I think it's time to pump the brakes on this relationship a little bit. You know, you're 9, you're 7. Maybe think about getting your own place. You know, maybe get a job. How do you feel about seeing other parents? I'm not looking forward to that one, but you know. Anyway, you know, I'm what are we doing here? God, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're right. I look like reading is a struggle for me, and it absolutely is. I mean, I get 7 to 12 words in a sentence, and then my brain just says words, and then I jump around a whole page, and yeah, not great at reading. Let's see, where are we now? You guys like Greek mythology? Greek mythology is lots of fun. I mean, I don't read it, but I know they have stories about like Zeus and Athena, and I think Air Jordan has something in there. But anyway, no, I was thinking if the Christians, you know, if they like wrapped up the Bible in like fun stories and mythology, or they just called it, you know, Christian mythology, I think I could get behind that and not read that either. So, anyway, I don't know how I'm doing on time, but how much time do I have left?
As much as you're 10, so you can stop whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay. Let's do a couple more look-like jokes. How about it? I look like an undercover bully cop. Tall, narc, and handsome. It's kind of what I got going on here. Strangers don't sell me drugs. Probably because I fuck up my punchlines. I don't know. Look, this has been a lot of fun. You guys are great. I'm going to give it back to Tara. I've been Dan Wiancko. You guys have a great weekend. Thank you.
Keep it going for Dan Wiancko. And you can submit your application to be his kids' future foster parents in the comments section, or find them on Facebook. Yeah. All right. Man, I was choking on a joke, man. He left on a funny. All right. Let's keep this party going. All right. Our next comedian coming to the stage will be performing at an outside socially distanced stand-up at Rabbit in Asheville, North Carolina this Wednesday. If you're in the area, go check it out. If you're not, book your flight. I hear they're cheap. So let's put our hands together. Give a huge, giant welcome for Mr. Ryan Cox.
All right. Keep it going for Tara, everybody, and for Dan, too. Can you hear me okay? Is this audio?
Yeah.
Is it working? All right, cool. What's that?
You're good.
Oh, good. All right, cool. Well, this is 2020, first Zoom show. I underestimated COVID, and I thought that I wouldn't do one of these, but here we are 6 months in. Craziest year ever, though, right? 2020. Like, here's something I just remembered that back in January, I said, it's a crazy time to be alive. And like back in January, I didn't know shit, you know, like I was like, it's going to be a crazy year because the election and being in rooms with people, going to open mics every week to ensure this set goes good, all that kind of stuff. It's just like one curveball after the next. Like this week, you know, Trump's got COVID, the debates. I don't know if you guys watch the debates, but pretty chilling. It's basically, if you didn't see it, it's two old men shouting at each other in a room with a lot of space. It's like bingo night at the retirement home gone horribly wrong. just chilling, you know. And like I have massive respect for old people. I do really like elderly people, but it blows my mind that all of our presidential candidates are like about 80 years old. That's just really, like, if you're 80 years old, you don't need to run the country. You should just move to a house that doesn't have stairs. That should be your like, you know, if you're 80 years old, you don't have to solve healthcare for everybody. You just need to make sure that your pills for the week are in the correct colored container. That's all you. And like, a lot of us are watching Joe just being like, dude, it's like, you got a few weeks left. Please don't fuck this up. But I'm just waiting for Biden to say that one senile thing that knocks him out, you know, like just like call Trump Kanye, or to walk out to the podium and order an Egg McMuffin at the top of the debate, or just die. I think really just dying is my main, like what happens if you early vote for someone who dies before the election? Do we get like a redeemable coupon? Like, do we get to vote twice in 4 years in 2024? I think it's worth thinking about. Deep fakes. Y'all know about those deep fakes? Everybody's like, deep fakes, Ryan. You gotta watch out for the deep fakes, because you can see a digital video of somebody talking, and it's not actually them. It's a deep fake. Can you believe it? And I'm like, well, yeah. Remember Jurassic Park from 30 years ago? It was pretty close. That was already like the T-Rex snapping at your rear view. I mean, my heart was thumping. That was 30 years ago. Like, remember Kermit the Frog riding a bicycle out of the swamp back in '79? This is not a new. You remember Cinderella from 100 years ago? It was 100 years ago. They had like this little dancing lady singing in songs. Like, yes, I can believe the deep fakes. There's a lot of manipulated shit in movies, like that bothers me. Have you ever noticed that, like in movies, everybody can see underwater? This might just be me. I haven't tried any of these jokes before, but it's always kind of bothered me that, like, in a movie, a dude can like dive into a murky river at night, and he's like, oh, there's the glint of the car door handle, and he can see it. Maybe there's something wrong with my eyes, and I'm the only one that can't see it. But I was like, that's bullshit. You know, you can't see underwater. It's a deep fake, man. Anybody out there got a kid in virtual school besides me? Dan's kids are probably just doing drugs all day with him, I'd imagine. We got virtual school is it's actually great if you want your kid to grow up to be a socially anxious gamer. Like America, if you don't know, America's kids are learning all the skills they need to just play Fortnite in a dimly lit room around the clock, getting up to get the Amazon protein bars slid through the slot in the steel door. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be good. Jeff Bezos is just cackling on a throne made of cash. Bezos is doing well this year, right? This has got to be the best. Like, I think Jeff Bezos sleeps on a mattress made of money now. I think Jeff Bezos has a toilet built from stacked Benjamins. And when it's completely soiled, he's just like, throw it to the peasants. Let them kill each other over my shit. Zoom comedy, I'm doing it. We're all doing it. Oh, this is weird. This is kind of about what I wasn't sure what to expect about this. I feel like in some ways it's easier. Like I'm not wearing socks or shoes. But it's strange, because usually I can look out and I can see all of your faces, you know, and I can get a sense of like what's working. And there's always that one person in the crowd. There's always one person on a screen in the crowd. And I'm like, fuck that person, you know, but now we're all that person. It's just only, and like my kids are in the next room right now. Like I don't think they can hear me, but usually when I do comedy, like I kiss everybody goodbye and I drive across town and I say a bunch of weird shit into a microphone, and then I drive back home and like sneak in and wash the blood off my hands, and I get away with it. This is just super weird, because they're out. Like when I finish this show, I'll probably walk out there and DSS will just be waiting for me out in the living room. Like, is that your father? All right. Throw him in the COVID dungeon. I think this whole generation of kids is going to be germaphobes by the time this is over. Like my kids are already like freaked out about germs. They're like, Dad, the masks, we can't touch people 6 feet. Don't give me a hug, Dad. I don't want your germs. Don't take a sip off my drink, Dad, the germs. And I'm like, sweetie, it's going to be okay. I'm your dad. You used to be one of my germs. I'm going to tell a few jokes in the set. There's going to be a couple of them. We have 2 daughters, and like they're the greatest thing. Like we love them. The first kid was an accident, but the second kid was an accident. That's actually a joke. Like our first kid was an accident, but then we planned our second kid because it was great, you know. So I always tell my first kid, like, look, you were a surprise, you were at our wedding, but you brought us so much joy that we decided to have your sister. And then when she was born, we were like, yeah, that's enough kids. Shut it down. If a stork comes to the front door, Daddy will shoot it in the face. It's great being around kids this year because like it's been they're really resilient with all the quarantine stuff. Like back in the spring, we were all just staring out a window together because that's all we could do. My cat's jumping around now, and we were just staring out the window, and a deer ran by, and my daughters were like, "Oh, it's a deer! Yay!" And they were just so happy for the rest of the day just because they saw a deer. I was like, "Wow." If my 75-year-old dad sees a deer, he's like, motherfucker. Another goddamn deer. Probably on its way to ruin somebody's automobile. He feels the way about deer that I do about storks. It's a little stork callback there. This is some high quality material here. I'm starting to understand how like you get older and you do get more bitter. Like I'm starting to feel like I'm 41 and I'm starting to just I'm like Instagram stories and they're like, no, then I look at it and I'm like, I don't fucking understand. Or you just look at like you go to open mics and all the young comics are like, we're all polyamorous. And you're like, I don't quite. And it's just, you understand that old man who just sees the world now and he's like, oh, what is this? You could just be gay now. You can just be gay now? That wasn't allowed when I married my 3rd wife. All right. How am I doing on time here?
We're almost at 10. At 30 seconds.
Oh, shit. Almost at 10. Anybody watching you don't have to answer these rhetorical questions, but been watching some nature documentaries, which is it's like a mixed bag because they're beautiful, but they're also really sad because the narrator's like, check out these high def penguins and polar bears. They're the last ones. Because of climate change, the ice is melting rapidly beneath their feet, and by the time you watch this, they'll just be treading water. And it's just like, oh, it kind of like it blows my mind that the environment is still a divisive issue at this point. Like, because we all need the environment. That's crazy when people like they make fun of that. Like, oh, I'm just gonna save the rainforests. Just gonna survive as a species by saying it's like, dude, we like taking care of the environment's like it's like taking care of your own health and your own heart. But wait, we don't really like do that either. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna like eat kale and flaxseed all the time. I'm not gonna vape this corn syrup. I don't know. You guys got some corn syrup vapors out there in the crowd. if I could see your faces, I would know. I think maybe the reason that people are like against like the environment is like, have you ever met someone like an ultra woke activist? Like it can be a little off-putting, you know, when somebody's just like so woke that they're just like, excuse me, I have 3 master's degrees and I did a semester in Greenland, so I think I know something about how you should behave. You ever met somebody that's like they're so woke that they're almost a little bit like Hitler? It's like you're just so like no cultural appropriation. I only listen to sad Irish fiddle tunes in a dimly lit room with raw potatoes. All right, I'm going to tell a couple more jokes and get out of here. A lot of people are pointing fingers this year, 2020. Personally, I blame the Halloween stores for not stepping up when America was short on masks. Like I'm just saying things could have been different if you went to like the supermarket and you saw a Power Ranger every week. That's all I'm saying. It blows my mind that like that to be anti-mask is another thing that kind of blows my mind. But like everything's divisive now. And I went out to a sawmill in the country last month to get some lumber. I'm not bragging, but I was there, and nobody was wearing a mask at the sawmill, which was crazy because I'm pretty sure they were all wearing masks before COVID. But now it's this weird, like polarized environment where it's like, well, nobody's going to take away my freedom to breathe these wood chips into my lungs. All right, y'all. That was my big sawmill closer. This has been good. I'm going to hand it back over to. Thank you so much. Give it up for George too for putting on this show, and I'm out of here. Bye.
That was Ryan Cox. Keep it going for Ryan. He brings up an excellent point with the Halloween masks. I mean, I could definitely get behind that. It's October now, which brings me to a freaking gripe. These say snack size now. Has anyone noticed this? No more fun size. And I figured out why. Unwrapping 36 of these little bitches is no longer fun, all right? Call them what they really are. It's frustration size. All right, moving on. Our headliner this evening is coming to us. He has, he has showcased on NBC. He does have a debut album. Holy crap, give that a listen. It will be available in December. It's called Nick and Sheila's Kid. Everybody give it up. Make a whole lot of noise for Prateek Srivastava.
Hello, everybody. Hey, how about a hand for everybody we've seen tonight? This is awesome. This is good. We're doing it. And again, give it up for Gio for putting this on. This is cool. It's great to be able to tell jokes in a suit jacket and basketball shorts. That's not happening a lot in my life. But here today on Friday, October 2nd, I can perform in a suit. And if I had, more flexibility, we can see. Maybe I'll stand on my bed. We can see that. Yeah, I am wearing basketball shorts, ladies and gentlemen. In case you think this is some lie, I am doing that. So that is the nature of comedy here. I didn't fall. That would have been sad, right? If I fell and like broke my great way. Hey, we get a couple more audience members in here if I fell and broke my neck in the middle of the show. Hey, what happened to that show? Oh, the headliner, he was on his bed to prove a point that didn't really need proving in the first place. And then he fell off his bed. That's how the show is. But hey, that Venmo tip would go through the roof. If a headliner ever broke their neck during a show, that Venmo donations would go through the roof. It would be insane. Like everybody would like it would blow the roof. Or like Button Down Comedy would be like flagged with so many like people. What happened? And you're recording it too. It would be insane. We'd all go viral. Our careers would take off if only I just like hurt myself. That's fantastic. The world is burning down. The world is turning into a system of a down video. It's wonderful. Like we're just like things are like every day is just I mean, Trump might be, and here's the best part is I was about to invest in gold-plated ventilators, and I waited and I waited, and I know now I got to get on that gold-plated ventilator binge because they're going to go through the roof now. Rich people need those ventilators. We got to be careful during this my Sharona pandemic. Like that was the thing. Like when this first thing started, I would just joke, "Hey, Corona sounds like my Sharona." He. Little did I know it would change my life forever. Like, and I will say this, like during all of this, I've kind of had to adjust doing comedy and all that stuff, but I will say there have been some positives. Positive number one is I've lost some weight. Yeah, I've gained it in my face from this beard. Like I did. I mean, it's kind of a wash, you know. Lost the weight on my stomach and then like gained like 5 pounds of depression beard. Like this is. I know with this beard, I know what I look like. I look like a computer science professor that fell down a mine shaft for 10 years and just got lost out there. Like climb out and be like, hey, is Chumbawamba still relevant? Are they still pissing the night away? I get knocked down sometimes. I want to get back up again. Come on. Why are you looking at me funny, class? Oh, I still have tenure because I'm a computer science professor. Pay your teachers. That's the moral of this story is pay your teachers. It's sad though. I make more money on Zoom comedy than I do being a teacher. That's not right, you guys. We got to call our Congress people. Take care of that shit. All right. And if you're not calling your Congress people, call your comptroller too. And while you're at it, call your comptroller and say, hey, what do you do? Because I don't know what a comptroller does. All right. I think I need to run for comptroller just to know what the fuck a comptroller does. I don't know. What do they do? Do they make bumper stickers? What do they do? What do they do, guys? That random noise in the hallway knows what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. If you're having fun, make a random noise in the hallway. Am I right, guys? Yeah, we're having fun. This isn't water, by the way. This is absinthe, you guys. Hell yeah. I'm flying high on the Rainbow Highway today. Absinthe is wonderful. This is important, you guys. We are streaming this, by the way, on Google Glass through these 9-year-old glasses. I need to get my eyes checked too. There's a lot of things like wrong with my body. I need to get the eyes checked, need to shave. My knees are on fire all the time. Clap it up if anyone else's knees are on fire. Where are my knee pain people at? Make some noise if your soul hasn't been sucked out. It's tough for us. It's tough. But here's the thing though. Like I've taken some steps to fix my knee problems, but you know, because I'm ethnic, because I look like this, I can't just have solutions to things. People got to go, oh, Prateek, you're vaguely ethnic, you're kind of Indian. Like, what is this secret Indian technique that you use to fix your knee pain? Did you do yoga? Which this, by the way, isn't. I don't know why people do this when they see me and they're like, the yoga. That's not yoga. That's weird, like miming / karate chopping. That's what that is. That is not the universal symbol for yoga. This is not. This is. You know what this is? This is like those. Like in the video game The Sims, when the Sims player is walking and gets stuck against a wall. That's what that is, you guys. That's what that is. Just, I'm stuck in the wall and I don't know how to play. Like, that's what that is. So yeah, that's not the symbol for yoga. I did not use yoga to fix my knee pain. I did not rub anything, any sort of ethnic thing. What I did rub something though. I didn't rub like any sort of secret herb or ginger root. I didn't rub the Shroud of Tehran on my knees, but I did rub something. And before you get your mind out of the gutters, I didn't rub that thing. All right, get your mind out of that gutter. No, none of that rubbing. You know what I did use though? I used a little miracle drug. Maybe you've heard of it. It's kind of gelatinous in nature. It's called Tiger Balm. Yes, Tiger Balm. It's from the drugstore. It's $3.99 at my local drugstore. If you fuck with Walgreens, if you're familiar with the Walgreens Corporation, get it right now. Well, not right now. Listen to me yell for another 20 minutes. But after the show, after you're done donating, Venmo, Cash App, we're always available. Button Down Comedy. But after you donate, go over to Walgreens and get yourself some Tiger Balm. That shit is wonderful. It's like Vicks Vapor Rub, but for everywhere else on your body. Rub it on your balls. They feel like you just step out of the shower on a cold day. It's fucking wonderful. Get that shit, you guys. And if you don't have a rewards number, you can use mine. I will give it to you now. 630-268-9122. All right. I'm giving you reward discount points. I'm a fucking hero. All right. Some comedians sell t-shirts. I give you monthly savings. All right. That's what we do here. We give you some savings. You get some beard tips. By the way, everybody thinks, oh, wow, your beard is thick. Did you use like coconut oil or Indian? Like, did you pray to the beard gods? No. I use VO5 from Walgreens. It's $2.99. It comes bundled with the Tiger Balm. All right. I'm giving you fucking savings here. All right. These are life lessons. All right. You're learning a lot here. All right. I'm just holding myself together as best I can. All right. That's what we need to do. We need, because things are falling apart all around us. We have to focus on the small things in life, those little things that bring us all together. I like getting discounts from drugstores, small victories. I love that. Another small victory to me, a good fucking sandwich. I'm a big fan of sandwiches. There is a place in the Midwest. I know everybody's kind of spread out on the Zoom show, but in the Midwest, there's a place called Potbelly's. Maybe you guys have that in your respective towns as well. Love the Potbelly's Corporation. Sometimes the Potbelly's Corporation has like cool sandwich names and all that good stuff. I have a sandwich name for them. They didn't take my suggestion though. I think it's a good goddamn name. It's called a racial progress sandwich, you guys. Yeah, the racial progress sandwich. And what is on this concoction? One slice white bread, one slice of brown wheat, nothing else in between the sandwich. Yeah. Might be saying, hey, that's a little dry, a little tough for some people to swallow. And I say, yes, racial progress is a little tough for some people to swallow. Am I right? Am I right? That joke works great on Martin Luther King Day, by the way. There's a great Martin Luther King Day. Christopher Columbus. We have Columbus Day. Yeah, Columbus Day is coming up. Hell yeah. Fucking A. Christopher Columbus. I thank him on behalf of my entire race for being bad at directions, because if he knew where the fuck he would be going, my people would be exploited right now. So thank you, Christopher Columbus, for not knowing where the fuck you are going. And they love that joke at casinos, by the way. They love that joke at the old casino. That shit. Yeah, my family is originally from India. Please hold your applause. Yes. Dad is a big fan of the American dream, so much so that when I was 4 years old, he wanted to open up a restaurant. I'm from small town Illinois. So, and by the way, those of you that might know this, a lot of people from Illinois like to lie and say they're from Chicago. They ain't from fucking Chicago, right? No one actually lives in Chicago. They get drunk and pass out in the street in Chicago and say they live in Chicago. No, they're from 40 minutes away. And you know how I know that? Because they vote in the suburbs, but lie and say they're in Chicago. This is very specific for 2 audience members right now. That's fine. But yeah, I'm from 40 minutes from the very fucking city of Chicago. I live in the suburbs. I'm proud to be from the suburbs. My dad, growing up, he wanted to open up this restaurant. We grew up in a predominantly white area, and he wanted to bring the essence of India by opening up this restaurant. So I'm like, yeah, Dad, I'm 4 years old. Let's open up that Indian restaurant. Let's do it. Problem is, he changes his mind. He pivots and decides to open up a Mexican restaurant. Because that makes fucking sense, right? Indian people serving Mexican food. Let's confuse the fuck out of this predominantly white community. Let's do that right now. And I learned something the 4 weeks that restaurant was open. I learned something during those 4 weeks because I did learn a sad truth about good food. And clap it up real quick if you are a fan of Mexican food. Are we a fan of Mexican food here? Do we like the culture? Yeah, food is good. Dia de los Muertos is coming up soon. Look how I rolled those R's. That's the absinthe talking. I can't roll my R's on my own. That's what happens when you drink absinthe. You roll your R's pretty good. But big fan of Mexican food. But there is a sad truth out there about good Mexican restaurants. And that sad truth is the more busted down the Mexican restaurant, the better the fucking food. I'm sorry. Like I don't need to go to some restaurant that has stainless steel tables. All right, get the fuck out of here, Chipotle. I don't want your E. coli filled burritos. By the way, if you're gonna give me an E. coli filled burrito, can you charge me for the E. coli and not make it part of the extra? Like, oh, it's $1.99 extra to add E. coli on there. Like, no, I don't want that. Include that in the burrito. I'm not paying extra for my fucking E. coli, Chipotle. Get the fuck out of here. Right? No, I'm going to a mom and pop Mexican restaurant. Well, what's that, Prateek? What's a mom and pop Mexican restaurant? Oh, we're talking about restaurants that only have the Virgin Mary painting on every surface of their restaurant. We're talking Virgin Mary coasters, Virgin Mary wallpaper, Virgin Mary TP. It's every fucking where of this restaurant. And did I mention, but wait, there's more. There's also a 3-year-old child running around the restaurant at all times. He's playing a broken Sony PSP, but you got to look out for that child, you guys. You can't just ignore him. You know why you got to look out for him? Because he is your hard, all right? 3-year-old Pancho, he's 3, but he's serving at a 5th grade level, all right? He's hard. And he knows that secret ingredient in the salsa verde. And you know what that secret ingredient is in the salsa verde? It's child neglect. That's what's going on in that verde. But wait, there's more. There's one more tag to this, and I'm just going to do it here. So keep buckle in. There's also at this restaurant a dilapidated plasma screen TV that's 3 years old. It's past the Best Buy warranty, so you can't exchange it, even though my dad will find a way, because my dad is that guy. He will find a way to return anything past warranty. Big ups to my father. But you got this plasma TV and it's taped up, right? Guess what's playing on the TV in this Mexican restaurant? A Jean-Claude Van Damme movie on the Telemundo. So you turn on that Telemundo and you got Jean-Claude Van Damme and he's like, "Donde está la biblioteca? Usted." Because you got to chop a bad guy in half before you conjugate your verbiage, all right? That's Jean-Claude Van Damme 101. He was in Street Fighter. We know what the fuck we're talking about. Hells yeah. Oh my God, this is all right. Because here's the thing, like, I had, like, pre-pandemic, I was doing like shows in the middle of, like, we're talking like shows where it's like a dive bar with the pool table and the microphone is in front of the pool table and there's a pool game going on in the background that has not stopped for any reason and I have to perform during it. So I've had batteries thrown at me mid-shows, so this is way safer. I get to be in the comfort of my childhood bedroom in basketball shorts, screaming into a laptop. I will do this forever. I have no problem doing this. I don't even have to use the microphone. This is, by the way, not to destroy the nature and break the fourth wall. This microphone ain't even plugged in. I don't even need it. It's a fake microphone. I could use this as the microphone. You know what this is? This is a 1998 basketball camp trophy. And before BuzzFeed fact checks this set, hey, this ain't some participation trophy, all right? No. This was very exclusive. I got this specifically. You know what I got it for? Most coachable, most effort, all right? I'm a fucking badass. I'm killing it. 1998 Spartan basketball class. I know what the hell I'm doing. I'm a goddamn champion. My soul is just dead, so I can't actually laugh at all. My internet connection is stable. Guess what? You're unstable, internet connection. You're unstable. I ain't unstable. I know what the hell I'm doing. This beard is stable. This beard is like a Russian nest egg doll. It comes out in pieces, all right? I am stable. I'm the champion of stable, all right? You know how stable I am? I am the Elvira, mistress of the dark of being stable, all right? Yeah, I fuck with Elvira. I know who the hell she is. Before Instagram models, there was Elvira, mistress of the dark. She is a badass. Look her up. All her stuff is good. I have a massive crush on her. She's amazing. I would give this Spartan basketball trophy to meet Elvira, mistress of the dark. She's a badass. But you know, it's important, you know, as we continue down this journey, in case there are any audience members left, if I haven't frightened everyone out of here, they're like, ugh, this guy is screaming at us and he sounds like Gilbert Godfrey in the microwave with that crusty voice. What's wrong with him? That voice has scared people because, like, I'm like minority, ethnic, whatever, vaguely ethnic in the face, whatever the hell you want to call it. Like, I walk down the street, people will say things to me and they'll say things like, "Hey, go back to India." And I have to say things back to them like, "Hey, you've heard my voice. India doesn't want me either. All right. You heard this." You know what happens when I go over to India, my native homeland? You know what happens? I stick out. I stick out like a bootleg Gucci bag that wasn't made in the original factory. All right. Because I was not made in the original factory. You know where I was made? I was made in a dirty apartment in the suburbs of Chicago. And in that apartment, I was made during a Wheel of Fortune marathon. Yes, you heard me correctly. And the only reason it was Wheel of Fortune was because Jeopardy was a rerun that day. That is why, you guys. That is why. Always pound on your absinthe in a bottle to emphasize the punchline. That is stand-up 101. Oh, man. Ryan was up here earlier. He was talking about vaping Go-Gurt, all that good stuff. And I think I think he's right. There's a lot of health conscious movement right now. You know, there's a big thing with this health conscious movement. But more importantly, out of this health conscious movement has come a lot of beer snobs and alcohol snobs. And I think that's kind of taken the fun out of drinking. Like pre-pandemic, you know, I like going to bars that were just bars. I was not a fan of these places that were like, oh yeah, we're I'm gonna use the microphone for this because it's important. We're a bar / bookstore / arcade / art gallery / dental waiting office. It's like, can you just be a bar? Right? I don't need to go to some bar with a dude who's got glasses thicker than mine selling me on this like, oh, it's a hoppy milk stout that was brewed next to an Arcade Fire album, and sell them in these goblets made out of Johnny Depp's toenails. Yeah, and we also sell Wes Anderson movies on vinyl records here. Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't need all that. Right? You know what I want? I want a $2 PBR with a rotted lime, and that lime is darker than my skin tone. That's what I want. I want that. I want to go to a bar that's clearly a front for crystal meth. Like, that's it. I just want to go somewhere where there's like 3 dudes named Murph and they all have eye patches, all right? And there's like a secret room that you can't go in, and in that secret room, Liam Neeson is beating up the bad guy. It's the climax of Taken going on in that other room. That's where I want. Prateek Srivastava 2020. Am I right, you guys? Hell yeah. I'll run. I'll run for, because let's be honest here, people that look like me, they don't get far in politics. Like, I still remember, like, I was like, oh yeah, there are South Asians running for political office. Then I learned about this guy from a couple of years ago. You might know him. His name is Bobby Jindal. Yeah. And then I was like, no more brown people in politics. Because if you don't know who Bobby Jindal is, he's the Herman Cain of Indian people, except he didn't die at a rally. That's who Bobby Jindal is. All right. He is bad. He's like this like crazy Republican dude who like he tries to believe in this stuff, but he doesn't even know, like, he has the conservative talking points, but he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, right? Like, you know what he did? I'm glad children are listening to this. Like, that's what we need right now. Like, imagine if children haven't listened to anything I've said. They didn't listen to the positive stuff about teachers or racial progress sandwiches, but they tune in to hear me yell about Herman Cain. Yeah. God damn. But yeah, Bobby Jindal, if you don't know, he loves to just spew Republican talking points, even though he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Like, he once said, this is one of his genius quotes. He once said, racism isn't a problem that we can fix in this country because everybody is racist, right? You can't compare racism to HPV, Bobby Jindal, right? You can't do that, all right? Don't do that, Bobby Jindal, right? Just because you look like a burnt Muppet that hates women doesn't mean I believe in you, Bobby Jindal, right? Bobby Jindal, by the way, he is the one Indian that needs to go back in the cupboard. Am I right, you guys? Am I right? Send him back to the cupboard. And yes, before I get fact-checked by Jezebel and BuzzFeed, I will say that, yes, I am aware. Indian in a cupboard. Real quick, Indian in a cupboard, that they made 4 books and 1 movie out of that. So that's a deep cut literary reference that I just used. So you're welcome. Thank you. Secondly, Indian in a cupboard, I am aware that was a Native American Indian in a cupboard. I know the difference. I'm not Christopher Columbus Day, all right? Not a fan. I do like the director, Christopher Columbus, who did Home Alone and Mr. Doubtfire. I like that guy. He knew the difference between Native Americans and Indian people. Didn't cast any of them in his movies, but he knew the fucking difference. He knew the fucking difference. But yeah, Bobby Jindal, he's terrible. Yeah, see how fluid I am. I'm gonna still finish that. We Carrie Strug that last joke. Like, I got injured during it, but I'm still gonna dismount off it. But Bobby Jindal, he's a horrible human being. He's the one Indian that should go back in the cupboard, and also, and more importantly, In the Indian community, do you know what we call him? We call him Uncle Sanjay in the Indian community, you guys. In the Indian community, we call him an Uncle Sanjay. And am I right, you guys? See, we dismounted off that joke. Add 5.5. That wasn't a perfect 10. But that's fine. That's okay. I do need to before we this feels like a church lock-in, like a sleepover. Like we've gotten to know each other really well. so intimate, Gio. I do want to mention my my love of professional wrestling. Any professional wrestling fans here? Anybody? Are we a fan of that? Kind of. Couple people, maybe. Doesn't matter. I still believe in you. Because I know it's very like, oh, a stand-up comedian talking about professional wrestling, that never happens ever. I know. I get mocked for it. People mock my love of the art form of professional wrestling, but I would say that professional wrestling brings people together. I once saw an arena full of conservative Muslims chant for a Jewish guy named Goldberg. All right, that never happens in any other sport. You will never see Muslims chanting for a guy named Goldberg. That's not happening in fucking Wimbledon, right? But that is only happening in professional wrestling. So it bridges the racial gap. You know, in the United States of America, we have a gap between English speakers and Spanish speakers. There's a bit of a divide, right? There's a bit of a divide. Guess what? Professional wrestling, the only thing that divides Spanish speakers and English speakers is an announce table that gets broken every Monday night between 7 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, all right? That's breaking the racial gap, right? Also, guess what? Healthcare. It's very expensive to go ride an ambulance. Guess what? In professional wrestling, you are getting free ambulance rides every Monday and Sunday and sometimes on Tuesdays. Healthcare is free. There's always a medical team on staff to take care of the blood work and everything. So remember, you may shit on professional wrestling, but an ambulance ride costs $800 when you pass out in a taxi cab in 2012, once upon a time, because you had 12 Pabst Blue Ribbons with 12 rotted limes that were darker than your skin tone while pounding 12 absinthe bottles in an Ice Mountain bottle cup, and your beard was only kind of halfway. It was like 2 Russian nest egg dolls, and you were wearing your Bobby Jindal 2020 hat that didn't work, but you too will love professional wrestling. Oh yeah, real quick about professional wrestling. Our president, speedy recovery, Dracula Trump, but our president was voted into the WWE Hall of Fame. He's the only sitting president to be inducted into the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. You might be saying, Prateek, wasn't Richard Nixon inducted into the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame? Wasn't Richard Nixon thrown off the Hell in a Cell steel cage in 1998? And I am here to say to all of you on Zoom, no, he was not. Richard Nixon was not thrown off the Hell in a Cell steel cage structure in 1998. But Donald Trump took a stone cold stunner at WrestleMania 23 in Detroit, Michigan. Yes, I know that information. And yes, I live alone. So the next time you turn on the idiot box and you see Dracula Trump on the TV, just imagine that he is a bad guy wrestler. And you see this bad guy pro wrestler take the mic and he goes, yeah, we took down Obamacare, but then I'm going to meet Barack Obama at the Pontiac Silverdome November 1st, only on pay-per-view. Step into the steel cage, Barack Hussein. And let's hear from my tag team partner, Rudy Giuliani. And so then Rudy grabs the mic and you hear Rudy Giuliani, and do you know what he says? He says, do you smell what the Rudy is cooking? And do you know what Rudolph Giuliani was cooking on that particular day? Zoom comedy.
No.
He was cooking Islamophobia. That's what he was cooking that day.
Huh.
And it's okay for me to joke about Islamophobia because my family's Hindu and they hate Muslims. That's why it's okay for me. Put this thing on. That reference is going. It's going. It's out of here. God damn. All right, I do need to wrap this up. I appreciate you guys going along for that wrestling stuff. By the way, that was a deep cut. But we learned a lot in that. We committed to the nature of performance. I mentioned earlier teachers and the nature of teaching, and they're dealing with a lot right now. Teachers are kind of like the backbone of this country. It's like teachers and nurses. So real quick, can we give it up for teachers and nurses and essential workers? Can we do that real quick? Like, let's do the serious, like, yay, all that good stuff. I used to be a teacher for real. Yes, I was allowed around children at one point. I know, shocking, right, you guys? But I used to be a substitute history teacher on the south side of Chicago. No resources whatsoever. That's the sad thing. They never really gave me anything to work with. I didn't even get the textbooks to work with for the history class. So I walk into this class, no textbooks, and I ask the class that dreaded question: what did you cover last? What chapter are you on? Class, let's pull out our textbooks. And I realize they did not have any textbooks because the things that they pull out for U.S. history are copies of People magazine from 1992. These kids are learning about Tom Sizemore beating up paparazzi in 1992. That's not historical, all right? I will fix that for them because I've seen the movie Dangerous Minds with Michelle Pfeiffer 9.5 times. You don't want to know what happened on that last time, something bad. But I am going to educate these kids. I will now channel the energy of Michelle Pfeiffer. So I looked at those kids. I pulled out the magazine, and I found an article that I could make kind of historical. And do you know what this article was titled? Sexiest Bad Boy Actors of All Time. You're probably wondering, according to the academics at People magazine, who is that sexiest bad boy actor of all time? Well, they ranked Sean Penn sexiest bad boy actor of all time. And I don't really agree with that, all right? So I looked at that class. I made full eye contact with them because, yes, I read 2 pages how to win friends and influence people. I know what the fuck I'm doing, all right? So I looked at that class and I said, sexiest bad boy actor of all time? John Wilkes Booth. I made it historical for those kids. And sure, you might be saying, oh, Sean Penn, he's super liberal and he hates Republicans. Yes, but do you know how much John Wilkes Booth hated Republicans? They love that joke down by the Lincoln Memorial. That joke assassinated. That joke does well in theaters, by the way. It is mind-blowing how well it does in the theater. I agree with those children in the background. We got a little educational here. I lied. That wasn't the last thing I'm gonna say. This is gonna be the last thing I say, you guys. I know I'm basically this is like Saw at this point, right? Like this is like the game, and it's like how long can you last? But I will wrap up soon. I do want to say though that donate Button Down Comedy. Give them all your money. This is important. Arts right now are, they're a scarce commodity right now. They're a dying resource. So we appreciate everybody who's tuning in, listening. If you're listening to this months after the fact, if it's on Facebook or whatever, YouTube, and you're watching this and you're like, oh, this is interesting. Yes, please donate. Keep the arts going. We appreciate people because you can DVR whatever. You can watch season 2 of The Office anytime you want, but only right now. or on YouTube, whether you're watching this later. Only right now you can watch a man slowly lose his mind with a fake microphone in his childhood bedroom while his hair is kind of parting all over the place while he drinks absinthe through a water. You can only do that right now. This is very special. So big finish, big closer. Last thing I'm going to say, you guys, is big fan of my parents. You know, my parents came here with not much in 1972. They landed in 1972 North Dakota, which was basically like a crawl space. It was kind of depressing. America's crawl space. It was just attic furniture everywhere. It was kind of weird. But they did a good job raising me. They brought me here. I love my parents. Not a big fan of my parents' gift-giving abilities, though. They're kind of weird. Like my mother, for my 30th birthday, this is the gift that she gave me. She gave me a carbon monoxide detector, which, okay, great. Yeah, I don't want to die in my sleep. Thank you, Mom. Funny thing is, I got this detector and I was moving into a new apartment. And I thought, for fun, well, not for fun, I need to plug this bad boy in. Let me see. This is a brand new apartment. I don't want to die in my sleep. Let's just plug in. What happens? It's beeping immediately. It's going off. It's going off. It's going beep, beep, beep. It sounds like a disco song. It's very sad. So I call my mom. She says, okay, this thing is broken. Take it back to Home Depot and return it. So I'm like, all right, I'll try to unplug it or take it back. Try to take out the batteries, try to fiddle with it. It only makes the beeping louder. The beeping is now nonstop, going bam, bam, bam. It's going nuts. I'm like, all right, I got to get it out of here. I got to go to Home Depot. Here's the problem, though. In my state of anxiety, I'm a little nervous. I forget that I look like this. I forget that I'm a person of color. I'm just like, I just need to get over to Home Depot. And, you know, the comedy game, I get paid in chicken tenders mostly. And I'm not even eating meat anymore. But that's what the sad truth is. I get paid in chicken tenders and bounce checks. So in my state of comedy career, I don't have a car. So I just grab this beeping thing, casually put it in my backpack, and just nonchalantly get on the bus with a beeping backpack. What the hell is wrong with me? See something, say something. Am I right? Zoom comedy.
Yeah.
I just turned my life to an episode of the TV show Homeland. Abu Nazir up in this motherfucker. You're probably wondering. You're saying, did Prateek Srivastava, son of Nick and Sheila, yeah, that's their names, did he get to Home Depot safely on that particular day after his 30th birthday? And I'm here to say to everybody, with one fake microphone, two fake microphones, and three fake microphones, I am proud to say that Prateek Srivastava made it to Home Depot on that day. So you can clap it up for racial progress in Trump's America, or you can clap it up for people not giving a fuck on the bus. How about that? That's going to do it for me. Give it up for everybody you've seen tonight. Thank you for supporting live comedy.
Keep it going for Prateek Srivastava. Oh, that was fantastic. I have a lot in common with your internet connection, sir. We're both a little unstable. I love your Max Headroom impression, though. Just like,
oh, man.
I know, little 80s humor for us old folks.
And
I did Google a little something here. 1992's sexiest man alive was Nick Nolte.
What?
Pre-weird mugshot. Holy crap, the dude did not age well. Okay. I'm sorry to your agents, whatever, but that's why you're not getting jobs anymore, Nick. Okay. So I hope everyone enjoyed the show. Once again, you can do some tips for talent to paypal.me/BDcomedy or on Cash App, $button down comedy. If you liked what you saw, give all the money you have in your wallet, then empty out your bank accounts because God damn it, we deserve it. We are bringing you laughs in a time of COVID. That deserves all your dollars. I mean, we'll take a poll at the end of the show, but what I say goes. So that's law. All right. Yeah, you can catch this every Friday night. Gio Wagner puts on a great show. I do want to thank him for putting this on. I want to thank all of the comics that you saw tonight. Dan Wiancko, Ryan Cox, and Prateek once again, and his beard. Holy crap, that thing is majestic. As soon as he shaves it off, I think we'll find Hoffa though. So, stay tuned on that. All right. And I think that brings our show to a close. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your Friday night.
Thank you.
Hey, comics, I'll put your video on. I want to have a multiple spotlight. I'm going to try to end this with all four of you on screen. Try to get Ryan. He's probably chasing his kids. Ryan. Now you guys seeing all three? Well, you're just seeing yourselves, I'm sure.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, apparently Ryan is not there, so we'll just have to end it with you three. All right. I'm just gonna stop recording now.